Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
The family of a grandmother accused in her grandchild's death is coming to her defense, why they say she should not be charged.
More on a bill a state lawmaker has filed to make breastfeeding easier for mothers.
23% of children in Fayette County live at or below the poverty line. We'll tell you how you can help them coming up.
WKYT News at 5 starts now.
They call it a tragic accident. This afternoon, the family of a grandmother says she should not be charged in her granddaughter's death.
Police in Laurel County say Melissa Worstel was high when she crashed her car, killing the 6-month-old girl. Her family was there to support her as she headed back to court this morning. WKYT's Garrett Weimer talks to them in our top story at 5.
Melissa Worstel was briefly in court here today in Laurel County. Family members who came to support her say that Worstel would never do anything and did not do anything to intentionally hurt her granddaughter.
No, we were going to waive this to the grand jury.
In a brief court appearance this morning, Worstel's attorney waived her preliminary hearing. Worstel faces charges after police say she was intoxicated when she crashed and flipped her car. Her 6-month-old granddaughter, Ivy, died in that crash. Police say she was not properly restrained. But family members who were in the courtroom today say the crash was a, quote, tragic accident.
Any of us driving anywhere on a wet road at 9 o'clock at night in the dark can drop off the road. And she said that when she did, then she couldn't pull it back on the road, and by that time it was too late. She was in the culvert, and that was the end of it.
Worstel faces charges of murder, DUI, and drug charges, but Jones says she doesn't think there should be that murder charge. In Laurel County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Worstel's case will go before the grand jury when it convenes on the 19th.
Expect to see a few snowflakes flying around tonight. The rain that's been falling today will turn into snow in many places. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is here to tell us how much will stick. Chris?
A big old goose egg on that one. We're not going to see any accumulation. Not even worried about that. And the snow is just going to be a few flakes that will be flying around in most areas as we go through the evening into the overnight. So kids, do the homework. We're not worried about any delays or cancellations. A little look outside, though. It's a dreary day that is coming to an end. A lot of low clouds. We're looking down Winchester Road. We see nothing but car lights coming at us, tail lights going away from us into the downtown area. 37 degrees we've been holding into the upper 30s all day long, though it feels like it is below freezing, courtesy of a northwesterly wind. Those temperatures this afternoon are roughly 10 degrees colder than at this same point 24 hours ago, and that equates to a lot of those mid to upper 30s. It's a slow drop as we go through the evening. Live First Alert Defender with a little snizzle. That's some drizzle and some snowflakes that are flying. And we're going to continue to see that coming at us through the overnight because our flow is coming from the north and the northwest. And look what we have out there showing up on Defender. That, my friends, is a whole lot of clouds. Little rain and snow showers. Well, the R decided it didn't want to hide behind the 35, but you get the idea. A few of those snowflakes that'll take us on through the evening hours. We will track some more of those snowflakes, guys, when I come back here in less than 10 minutes.
It's a proposal designed to protect nursing mothers. Senator Reginald Thomas of Lexington has filed a bill to establish workplace and public standards for breastfeeding. As WKYT's Phil Pendleton shows us, the bill also proposes penalties for places that don't comply. The story is new at 5.
Senator Reginald Thomas says there's already laws on the books encouraging women to breastfeed, but he says they don't go far enough.
Well, if she's denied that, she has no recourse. Well, my first bill imposes penalties on those places like restaurants and shops that deny women the right to breastfeed.
Thomas says local health departments will be responsible for looking into violations, and businesses found at fault face fines of $500 to $1,000. It also includes workplace protections.
Mandates that employers provide reasonable accommodations for their women employees who want to breastfeed.
Thomas says the law is modeled after some laws in other states and came about after hearing about the health benefits of breastfeeding.
It's healthier for children. They have less colds, less allergies, less ear infections.
He says he hopes the bill generates more awareness that breastfeeding, even in public places, should be accepted.
You might recall an incident, I think it was a couple of years ago, where a woman was in the mall and wanted to breastfeed her child and was told that she couldn't do that.
The bill is called Bill Request 186 and will be considered when the General Assembly begins next January. In Lexington, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Senator Thomas says he welcomes input from other lawmakers and is open to possible changes in the bill.
A man charged in a shooting in a Walmart parking lot heads to court tomorrow. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Clay County, where Michael Edward will be arraigned in district court at 9:30. Police say Edward shot Richard Lawson during an argument over property yesterday. Lawson had to be flown to UK hospital. Edwards is charged with assault, attempted murder, and wanton endangerment. A Madison County grand jury has indicted a former assistant principal. The Richmond Register is reporting that Joe Allison Hayes faces 9 charges, including sexual abuse, assault, and stalking. Police say Hayes met the victim while working at Madison Southern. In addition to sexually abusing the victim, she's accused of stalking and assaulting the victim's friend. Hayes resigned from Madison Southern last December.
Senate Democrats have released a detailed report on the CIA and its interrogation of terror suspects. The report claims methods were more brutal than officials acknowledged and not effective at gaining intelligence. As Craig Boswell shows us, the findings have U.S. military installations and embassies around the world on alert.
This is what it looks like.
Senator Dianne Feinstein says a review of a secret CIA detention and interrogation program of terror suspects after 9/11 is too important to shelve.
They describe brutal, around-the-clock interrogations.
The Democratic Senators Committee carried out the 5-year review, concluding the CIA routinely went beyond what was legally allowable. Enhanced interrogation techniques weren't effective in getting information, and the agency systematically lied about the effectiveness of the program in order to keep it going. Republican Senator John McCain was tortured in Vietnam.
I know from personal experience that the abuse of prisoners will produce more bad than good intelligence.
Republicans on Feinstein's committee did not participate in writing the report, and many in the GOP dispute the overall findings.
This particular release, in my judgment, serves no purpose whatsoever other than to endanger Americans around the world.
Charlie Allen, a former CIA assistant director, says the program saved lives.
I think at the time we had to know what was going on, and we got the information.
The CIA says it operated within the law at the time, carrying out a program authorized by the White House and the Justice Department. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Department of Justice says it reviewed the report and is not planning to prosecute any CIA officer.
It's a call to help out with a holiday tradition. The annual Faith and Community Christmas store in Lexington is gearing up for its 19th year. And last year it served more than 18,000 children. As WKYT's Mike Linden shows us, the store needs your help in order to make sure families in need have a Merry Christmas.
The Faith and Community Christmas store is back for the 19th year in Lexington, and volunteers are collecting donations now in time for the store's opening December 17th at Southland Christian Church on Richmond Road.
There's a wonderful feeling from dropping off some things that you don't need anymore and realizing that on Christmas morning that there will be children happy to receive those items.
Donations of toys, board games, sporting goods, and puzzles and clothes can be made to several drop-off locations throughout Fayette County, such as at these hippo crates or pods scattered throughout Fayette County.
Those in need can pick up toys free of charge when the store opens, and officials say no financial information is needed to shop. Volunteers say any donation, large or small, can make a difference this holiday season.
It's a great time of year to give into others and to be a part of something that's really going to help children, particularly, have the Christmases that they deserve, regardless of their socioeconomic status.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
And if you want to donate, we have information on the drop-off locations on WKYT.com. This will warm your heart. Cats returning to Rupp Arena tomorrow night, and they are on a roll, undefeated so far in the regular season.
UK had a news conference ahead of the game, but Coach John Calipari wasn't there. WKYT's Rob Bromley is here with more in our Big Blue coverage. Rob?
Well, the Cats getting right back on the court tomorrow night against Columbia. Assistant Barry Rohrson filling in for Cal today, who has been a little bit under the weather. Kentucky now has 909 consecutive games hitting a three-pointer, but since the UT Arlington game, they've struggled. They've hit only 5 of their last 32 three-pointers. Rorson didn't sound concerned as long as the shot is open.
The 3 best shots in basketball are a layup, a free throw, and an open 3. I mean, as coaches, that's what you preach to your team. Those are the shots that you want to get. So the three-point shot is important, but it needs to be within the framework, of your offense. You don't just want to take one to take one.
So Columbia out of the Ivy League coming in tomorrow night. 7 o'clock tip. The game is on ESPN2, and I will be back in the next half hour. Karl Anthony Towns wasn't smiling Sunday. He put together his best game yet. He'll talk about it just before 6 when I come back.
Thank you, Rob. After Columbia, North Carolina comes into Rupp Arena Saturday afternoon. It's a noon tip, and you'll see it right here on WKYT.
An Israeli student is recovering after a man stabbed him in a New York City synagogue. Witnesses say the man went into the synagogue this morning and asked for a book and left. He returned moments later with a knife, threatened a group of students, and then stabbed one. Police arrived and ended up shooting and killing the man after he lunged at one of them with a knife.
This was an isolated incident that at this point appears to involve an individual who is known to the New York City Police Department, has a history of being an emotionally disturbed person.
People inside pleaded with the attacker to put his knife down and asked police not to shoot him. 3 national Greek organizations have called on the University of Virginia to reinstate fraternity and sorority activities. The university suspended the groups following a story in Rolling Stone where students said she'd been gang raped at a fraternity house. Rolling Stone has since backed away from that story. Yesterday, the university said it would not lift the suspension.
Warehouse workers at Amazon do not have to be paid for time spent waiting to pass through security at the end of their shifts. The Supreme Court issued that ruling today, saying Amazon does not have to pay because the checks are not related to employees' primary job duties. Some workers claim it can take up to 25 minutes to clear security. Today's decision reverses a federal appeals court ruling. Investigators have moved the wreckage of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 out of Ukraine 5 months after it crashed. Pro-Russian rebels shot the plane down over eastern Ukraine in July, killing all 298 people on board. A convoy of 8 trucks took the wreckage to a Dutch military base where the investigation will continue. The Netherlands is handling the investigation since a majority of the victims were Dutch.
Lextran breaking ground on a new facility earlier today. It'll be built on the grounds of the former GE Kentucky Lighting glass plant on West Loudon. Lextran plans to move all its operations and maintenance functions to that new location once it's complete.
We looked at several locations around the city, and as it turns out, GE was, had just cleared this property, and it's close to where we are today. So it means that we didn't have to change our routes in any way. So it's just a great location for us.
The new building will include a space for community meetings, fueling stations, and a place to wash all those Lextran buses.